Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to take this piece of trim off of this cement board siding. It's Hardie black siding. Got some rot there. Again, you know, that pine with that paint that's that 1990s. That is never a good thing. You know, if you paint it good, great, but if you don't, you end up with that. Now granted, this is a little too close. This cement should have been at least 2 inches to clear this, but you know, probably going to put some try to get some paint underneath there to protect the bottom of this fiber board. As you can see, that starts to happen, which is not good. So we're going to take this piece of trim off as it is rotting out. We're going to replace it with modern day PVC, which is what we should be doing, and just going to get it out of there. First thing we got to do, raise the blade, right? We do this, we cut our trim here, we cut our trim here, and then we're going to get our crowbar. I'm gonna tap it a little off to the side here. Hammer, get the hammer time. Tap here, tap here. We're gonna use the house. We're gonna pry this way, but mostly try to get these nails out of here. Cut this board to length, of which we already marked it right there. And then we're gonna use these galvanized siding nails to bang this in there. We're gonna get our trusty OSI trim, and we're gonna caulk all down that edge and across that edge. Then we're going to paint it the same color as the house. Now, may not do that paint in this video because I also changed this trim here of the door. This is again good old pine PVC replacement with the galvanized nails. Sealed it up over there. We just got to do the OSI and seal against the siding, and then that will be all good. But we're going to caulk and paint all in the same day. So right now we're just doing a whole thing of just taking the trims off, all the rotted stuff out of here, get it out, replacing it all with the PVC stuff. Stuff's gonna last forever, and then we're gonna go ahead, caulk and paint in one shot so that we don't waste caulk because it will start to harden up, and then we don't want to waste the paint for the same reason. It's gonna dry up. So we're gonna start this, take this off. We're gonna take another piece of the video to show you what's behind that. Magic of video instantaneously happens. So as you can see, nails here are running along the edge because we're trying to catch the stud. So got some foam, you know, great stuff. They sell that in Home Depot. This must be the gap filler because they're trying to close this off so that the bugs and the creepy crawls don't get into the house. The stud is going to be right about here. So we are going to take our new piece and cut it to length right there, as you can see. Raise it off the concrete so there's a water splash. I'm gonna put it about right there, give it some clearance, and then our top line is lined up with the tile right there, and that will be the new look until it's painted. But this thing is gonna last forever. I'm gonna leave this filler because it's probably preventing all the creepy crawlers from getting inside the house, which we do not want. So leave that like that, and clean this dirt out, of course, and then we're gonna repair it. Come back. Now, of note, the reason why you have to caulk this stuff. So, as you can see, this side of the siding, this is the edge against the trim. This has not been painted. Now, it would be great if they painted the front and painted the side, but builders are not gonna take the time to do that, right? The pros. So this is an exposed edge. After a while, if water gets in here, cement fiber, it's good stuff, it lasts forever, but it needs to be painted because the word fiber, it does absorb some water over time. So what I'm gonna do is wipe this down a little bit. I'm not gonna paint it because I am gonna caulk it and seal it up really nice with the OSI and that OSI caulk. You know, that stuff you can get at Home Depot. I don't know if Lowe's carries it, but sometimes Lowe's carries stuff that Home Depot doesn't carry and vice versa. But the brand name is OSI, the window and siding caulk. We're going to caulk this and seal it against the edge here so that edge is no longer exposed. But that exposed edge is what causes the problem when you start to get, you know, the decomposition of this stuff. A painted edge is what you definitely want, especially under this underside, because again, you start to do stuff like this. So we're gonna hit this with some paint too to stop some of that rotting. Not really rotting, but just the material coming down. But that's to know. So if you want to have an exposed edge like the bottom here, this should be painted. Let's see if it is. and it does have a coat of paint on it, which is good. So that is how that's supposed to be. But as you can see here, this part here is not painted. So that's where the trim was. So we're gonna put that trim against here and make sure we seal that up good. Again, gotta cut in again. Just good work stuff. So seal this up also between the foundation and the boards here, not the boards, but the 2x4s here that make up the framing of the house. Put a strip of outdoor clear OSI to get rid of the gap between the foundation and the first one. Now we got this little corner, you know, we'd have to do the whole thing in order to really make a difference, but you know what, we got an exposed edge, we got some gaps, we want to keep the house as bug free as possible, so we just fill that in. That'll harden up and take the weather and the test of time. So anything we can do to seal it up, it's always good. Time to cut. There's the line. Here's the tool. If you don't have one of these multi-tools, I'm telling you, you got to get one. Whatever brand. I like Makita, kind of because I started with Makita and I'm on their battery system, so you kind of like get married to whatever battery system because it all becomes compatible, then you're just, that's it. So Makita's my choice. Good stuff, but a little pricey. Go with Milwaukee, DeWalt, whatever your choice is. It's all roughly the same, professional grade stuff. So we're just gonna take the multi-tool, wood plastic blade, take it, we're gonna cut along this edge here, cut that board to size, and then nail it into our siding trim. Cut, good to go. Let's see. Bang, nice fit. Got a nice little clearance off the ground. Again, you ultimately want 2 inches between any concrete and that first planks, Hardie board siding, but the PVC can take the hit because it's plastic. And we got that going up there. We're gonna nail it in, and then we'll be done with this for now. So we gotta go and paint. Forgot to mention, before we do that, we're gonna just give a little like shave off of this, you know, the leftover caulk that was there. Just give it a little trim, make it as clean as possible so we get a good adhesion to the actual siding itself and not to the old caulking. Very important also, you don't want to butt this up directly like right against it like that. You always want to leave a little gap about like this. Let's see if we can get that on the camera. Yeah, see that little gap? You always want to leave that little gap between the trim and the siding so that the caulking can go actually in between them and make the grip between the piece of plank siding and the actual trim. So you don't want to, you know, you want to see yourself one of these. Back up a little bit, leave yourself a little gap. Then when you put your caulk in there, it'll go actually in between and get inside that crack. Pause. And fill that in so it's nice and all right, there we have it. So we got our trim piece in, has a small gap, and trim is straight, and we are going to be done. So the next step would just be to caulk that edge here and caulk the top there and paint it, make it look pretty. All right, everybody, that's about it for this one. The caulk and paint, you know how to do some of this stuff in your DIY. You gotta know how to caulk and paint. I'm gonna give y'all that. So till the next time, see everybody later. Comment, subscribe. Don't subscribe, comment, but hope it open the eyes of some people. At least learn that this stuff's not that hard. All right, see ya.